Coming straight out of Ecamm. This is a jam for the Ecamm fam. Ecamm fam, this the name of the jam. This is a jam for the Ecamm fam. Ecamm fam, this the name of the jam. This is a jam for the Ecamm fam. This is a jam for the Ecamm fam. This is a jam for the Ecamm fam. Ecamm fam, this the name of the jam.
Hold it, stop the music!
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen.
Can I please have your attention?
Now showtime, are you ready? Are you ready for start time?
Let's find out. Ready, let's go.
What it do, people? What it do? Good morning, Ken folks. Welcome to another Ecamm live demo. All right, let me do a couple things real quick. Pop in here, shut it down, shut it down. Okay. All right, let's get after this. First thing I'm gonna do is pop up into live demo mode so you see what I see. All right, when you first open Ecamm, you're gonna see a bunch of panels. A lot of people, that freaks them out. Close all of those panels except for the main one that you can see yourself on, and then the scenes window. We're going to start with just 2 panels. You don't really need the rest until you do. So this way you don't have this, massive freak out moment. Oh my God, there's a bunch of buttons. What am I going to press? All right, we're going to save you from that. Save you from yourself, if you will. All right, so here's how we like to think about this. We like to think about this as each one of your shows is a house, and we're going to talk about those houses right now. So if I go up into my master Ecamm window at the top, second menu is called the profile menu. Profile has to do with whatever show you're running. So if I pop one of these, you'll see I have my affiliate link, right? I have my Amazon Live Ecamm Demo, which we're doing right now. Things I do for the Final Cut Pro Global Summit, my IG Live, my LGL stream, my LinkedIn stream, our podcast, The Flow, and then when I generate tutorials, right? So those are my various profiles, AKA my various houses out in these streets. Okay, today we're working in the Ecamm Demo. Now you'll see up here in the scenes, I have various scenes, right? So the intro you just watched, there's this scene. We're going to do host plus guest. We're going to do the host guest in the browser. There's another copy that I made. I don't need that one today. We can 86 it out of there. I have just my browser in and of itself, a blank scene, which I don't need at this moment in time. I can press delete, get it out of there. And then there's follow. So think of each one. If these are houses, think of each one of these scenes as rooms. So in this first room, I have basically a wallpaper that says the show's about to, right? I have a clock, and then I have it set to automatically jump over to this scene when it's done. You see that? There's this. There's 2 pieces of furniture in that house, the clock and the wallpaper, right? So we're going to open up another tab here, the overlays window. When looking at the scene above, it has in here, these are the various overlays. Right now, there's a stopwatch in here, which I don't need. I have put that in for something else. There's a widget overlay, which is giving me the time. I can turn that on and off. And then there's the camera overlay. The difference is I have this purple background. I like to think of that as carpet. So that goes in a segment called show in background, right? If I turn that off, this is blank. If I turn that on, it's back there. If I turn this one on, there's a movie back there, right? So simple as pie. Once you wrap your head around that, the rest of this is A-OK easy. Now, if you're trying to start a simple show, it's all you need. Your intro, which you don't even need. That's up to you. On my personal streams, I do not run any countdown timer at all. I just get straight to brass tacks. All of the stories of what you needed countdown timers before, that was before. We have faster internet now. You don't even need them. But if you insist on having them, knock yourself out. Why I don't use them personally, they crush your replay value because people have to know to skip past the intro. If they don't know how long the intro is, even though there's a clock, people just don't know what to do. Also, certain TVs, whatever, fast forwarding is hard. If you have Apple TV or LG, Samsung, it's very easy. Press pause, slide your finger over, press play. It works. But, you know, some of these ghetto TVs, the Duncan Master 3600, their implementation of the YouTube player isn't that golden. So, therefore, making it difficult for your viewers. All right. So, anyway, there's that. There's some people that do their entire show with one scene. If that's you, cool. All right, let's bring on one other thing. I'm going to pull up comments so I can see what you guys say. There's my comment window there. And I see people are popping in. Good to go. All right, cool. Woo. Do not run the scroll wheel. That scroll wheel sizes is now when I'm trying to do it, you'll see the word there says that it's locked, so that won't happen again. Okay, so let's say we're going to start out with a blank scene. As you know, again, because I have these items here in show and background, they are going to generate a background every time I make a new scene. So if I come down here to the bottom and I press on new scene, I get a new scene, but in this case, the carpet is already there. Okay. So what are we going to put in this scene? We're going to open up this camera switcher here so that I can grab a camera. Boom. There's my camera. Scrolled it to that big because that's how big I want it. Now, I have this video. If I pop this video in, it's going to take over the rug, if you will, and it's going to run. Right? But I don't want it to do that. You notice if we look in the overlay section, there is no actual movie there. That's because if you look at the top here, the movie one is highlighted. What I wanted is just this background, and I want the movie to come in differently, right? So I want the movie to land in the overlay section. Now I'm going to get a warning. To add an animated overlay, do you want to add this as a file or animated overlays? Notice animated overlays do not include audio. So I'll say add as an animated overlay. And now Leslie is talking by himself. We don't want that. But this is an overlay, right? So I can move it, right? If I switch it to the other version, I can't move it. It's stuck, right? It's part of the scene. So in this particular way, when I put it on, it's an actual overlay. Size it, move it to wherever I want. And everything's good. With the exception of, we're going to delete that, it's not in a format that can do sound. So, we're going to fix that. We're going to go open an application called Shutter Encoder. There's about 8 other ways to do this. This is my way, right? You can do it with certain websites. I don't really trust those websites because they're probably stealing your info. Hold on, we got to wait for it to upload the new version. Take a second. Whoa. All right, it's almost done. Booyaka. In there like swimwear. Move it to the trash. Gangster. Okay, so now we're going to embiggen this just a taste. I'm just going to grab that same video and drop it in there. Oh, I know why. It doesn't like that character that's in the title. But let's clear that out. Let's fix that just in case it causes a trouble. A lot of people don't realize that, but that quotation mark in the character can break things for certain file types. Some file types, they'll let it slide. So I'll just remove it so it doesn't cause any drama. All right. So we got that in there. Now, I'm going to choose a function. Out of all of these functions, I know that I want VP9. Why? Because VP9 gets us the .webm format. So over here, I picked the VP9 format. It gives me the .webm format. And basically for this particular portion, that's all I need to do because I want my audio settings there. And I'll just go ahead and say start the function. If I had a transparency, I would click in the extra side and add the transparency. But that's going to do a little conversion. And while that's doing that, let me talk to you about some of the other things that you can place in here. So you have the ability to add a logo. So let's say you have a logo you want to drop in. Boom, you can just drop it in. You can use your scroll wheel to adjust the size. You can use your option key to crop it in tighter if you have a bunch of excess that you don't need. So you can do something like that, right? You have just myriad things you can do. You can actually just grab the edges, right? But realize being a JPEG or a PNG, it will get pixelated, right? So you can do that. Let's see, other things you can drop in. You can drag in a PDF file. And if you're doing a presentation, you can run your PDF just over here by pressing the arrow keys to slide through your PDF, right? Again, it's just a drag and drop situation. Now, I know a lot of people struggle with a machine that doesn't have a lot of power and they're trying to run a presentation that has all myriad kind of animations and things like that. And it does work, but not if you have a wimpy machine, right? So the better thing to do is just run it as a PDF or run it as a plain presentation without those animations. In a situation where you're doing it, where you're putting your animation on, your presentation on plus yourself, you are the animation. The reason why we ever put animations in a PowerPoint or a Keynote was to break up the monotony of slide, 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 slide. So you added the animation so a little interaction would, wake people up, trigger their brain to refocus, things like that. When you're on camera and you're there, you are that. So you don't have to have all of those twirly, spinny things in your animations. It really is just going to mess you up. So keep that in mind. Let's see, we're still going there. So we know that we can bring in regular imagery. We know like a regular photo. We know that we can bring in a PDF file. We know that we can bring in logos in the form of PNGs. They will maintain their transparency. So the other one I didn't really have a transparency to it. In this particular one, I can add the transparency is already there. So I can add that here. You notice I have some icons and blue lines that sort of help me figure out the spacing. So I might take this widget and take that. That's about right. That looks good. Call that a day. Now we're locked on, right? So I have my scene locked, and that's to keep me from moving things around. So I'm going to take that, make sure it's in the right one, because here's a good situation to see. If I zoom in here, this says showing all scenes. So what would happen is that little E, if I jumped over to this scene, it's still there. I don't really want it there, right? I want it to be in this scene only. Now, when I switch over, it's not in the next scene. So there is a difference when you're in the overlay panel if you have something to be seen in all scenes or something just to be seen in the current scene, okay? So that's your overlay. So here's the type of things that you can drag in. you have blah, image. The first one here is image. The second one here is animated overlay. The third one here is to screen share. That's a text overlay. We have the clock. We have a new widget, a new camera overlay, and then folders to stack things in to make them look cool. So let's do this folder one real quick before we move on. I want these two to stay together because they look kind of cool and I like to keep them together. So just by clicking this folder, I can drag the widget in there. I can drag this in there and then put on the link button. So now I want to call this, okay, call it lower bug, right? And I'm going to put this right above the camera in the hierarchy of things. The hierarchy matters because, the hierarchy matters because it allows you to see what's what. So let me take this back apart. All right, let's do that again. So up at the top, I'm going to press on this folder. I'm going to put the widget in there. I'm going to put this logo in there, lock those two together, close the window, put it down. When I zoom back out now, you'll notice that these guys are stuck together because they're inside this folder. If I turn off the link, then they can be separate again, right? We don't want that. So leaving them locked together, now they're stuck together. Okay, so there's that. We're going to twirl that. You're going to come over here. Now, let's just say we want to come back here and click this message. I'm going to edit. There. Now it's right. Easy peasy, cover greasy. Let's grab some text from the interweb. I'm just copying text from the internet. All right, so we're going to come over here. We're going to press on the text box. At the very top, scrolling ticker. Double click that. We're going to turn off the background for now. Double click that. Paste it in. That's it. If you wanted to have color on there, just press the background. That's too huge. Let's go to here. There you go. That's it. And you can put it anywhere you want. So you can control the speed too. If you have people that read slow, you can go like that. So yeah, super simple. I probably wouldn't put the border. I would probably kill that part. Just make it look similar to that. And I guess the other thing to do would be to take out the corner radius. Now, of course, the most common question we get is what happens if I want the edge to kind of not take over the whole situation. All right, that's easy to do. I'm going to grab this. This image is the same as the background. I'm going to make it a wee bit smaller. I'm going to grab this crop situation and crop it there. And crop it here, put it back to full size, bury it in the corner. Right? Do the same thing for the other side. I just held the Option key, but you notice the colors are off because I have a gradient, right? So I'll delete that, grab the same thing again, make it just a tad bit smaller, crop it all the way to this side, crop it down, stick it right there. There, that gives you, it doesn't, pull all the way off to the side. So easy peasy, cover greasy. All right, let's 86 that. All right, now let's get into turning this into a guest setup, right? So we're going to take this. I'm going to use, you got different shapes in here for your camera, right? So just by clicking the pencil here, you can use a classic 4x3, a square, a circle, squircle, my favorite. You can use tall if you need an iPhone look, or custom allows you to pick any shape and size up to you, right? I tend to rock either squircle or custom. That corner radius is a little bit psycho for me, so I'm going to peel that back. I'm going to do a corner radius about 18. Okay. Pop out. I'm going to find my center cut window, which is, there's the line. You notice the line turns on when you nail center. All right, so that's it. I shutter encoder done. And bigging that just a bit. Pop that over here. Wait for my center line. Now, two ways. I have this highlighted, as you can see from the overlay window. So I can just press copy paste, and that generated a second copy. Now you notice that there's two of them, right? Then I can just pick this up and move it. I never do that. I literally just hold the Option key and drag straight across. It's faster, right? And then so there's that, and then I'm gonna put my guest in here, and now I'm set up. Now, we're gonna go and do the text overlay window. We're gonna press text overlay. I'm going to bring my border back up to 8. My margin is set at 10, 13. 10 is where I normally keep it. I'm going to put my corner radius to 18 so it matches my other thing over there. And then we're going to set the text to 48. You can pick whatever numbers you want, right? I'm going to take this particular characterization and make it bold, right? And I'm going to take this particular one and make it regular. Then, notice right here at the bottom, to add a new line, hold down the Shift key when pressing return. Shift, return, right? All right, so I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to peel off just one character, and I want to use regular light. That's a little too light. Oh, so I'm using Avatar next. That's why. All right, that'll work. That'll work. We're just going to leave it like that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add this to the scene. And from here, I'm going to line it up to the edge. And then I got my match. But I know I want this smaller. I want it to be about like that. Then I'll grab the edge and widen it. This is what I always do. You can do it however you want. This is my style. You can get any kind of style you want. All right. So now I'm going to pick this up. Actually, let me show you a different trick. Let me get rid of this particular camera. I'm going to delete that. And then I'm going to put my logo in here. That's about how I like it. The other thing I'm going to do is highlight this, bring up my pencils, which are on another page over here somewhere. I love when it does that. And I'm going to go light blue on that. Yep, that works. That works. Okay, let's dip out, call that a day. Now, remember that thing that we did where we put everything into a group. Let's come back over here, press on the folder icon. Now remember the hierarchy of heights, right? If I put this over top, it disappears, right? This has to be on the top. Just it's a visual hierarchy. Same thing with the camera. If I stuck the camera in the wrong position, everything gets hidden behind. So your hierarchy matters. And what the heck I typed, but that wasn't it. All right, so now I got all of these together, right? I can go ahead and press that link key. So when I dip out now, when I go to make a copy of this, by holding the option key and dragging across, I get the entire shooting match, right? Like it all comes together. Don't you just love it when a plan comes together? All right, now I can take this, switch it to my guess. Oh, don't do that. Drag in the logo. Boom. Now we're gravy. Now we're good gravy. See? Everything is in there. The only thing that I would do is take this and make sure it goes in the right folder and then delete this so I don't accidentally have any accidents and change this as guess. There you go. There's way more ways to style this up, but there it is. It is in there like swimwear. This is going to cost you, Miss Reincubate. Yes, I am rich, 100%. You know what it is when the design part starts getting in there, you gotta you gotta do your thing. What's happening, Rich? Anyway, so let's go over to the next one. You see, I did this yesterday for my my Insta360 when I had Mr. Michael on. So we're gonna go here. Let's check out this new one here. I'm gonna show you how to build this real quick. So this is basically myself, and then the browser, right? So let's go ahead and delete some things. Just start with our background so you can see the whole shooting match. Okay, so first thing I like to do, drag on the camera, right? And switch it to my favorite, right? I'm gonna unembiggen this. If I'm gonna be by myself, I oftentimes will use the tall version like that, right? Again, you can pick whichever side you want. Matter of fact, I always pick that side. Let me pick this side for once. I'll just be different for first time in the life. So let me open up the old Chromie tabs real quick and move this over to Chia. And let's do all right, gangster. Let's hit on the screen share. And then I'm going to select Chrome. There it is. I'm going to place it up here in the corner like such. And then I'm going to embiggen it. Now, we don't need that. We don't need no Rakuten. It's not Rakuten, it's Rakuten. Raku as in clayware. as in a cup that has been fired for that beautiful glaze you see on Japanese glass. Rakuten meaning store. Rakuten. Not Rakuten. Anyway, so this is it. You just add your little Chrome browser and you're good to go. Oftentimes when I'm by myself, I'll do a tall. If I'm going to take this and say duplicate this scene, right? This is another trick when you know you're going to be doing the same things over and over again. Instead of recreating them, just duplicate it, right? And on a duplicate scene, what I'm going to do is 86 that, move this over here, right? Pop on the camera, switch it to Squirks. Throw it up in the corner like such. And add about that much embiggen. Hold down the Option key, pull it down, drop in my guess. Now you notice you can click on the pencil here to switch whatever camera you want. I normally don't do that. I just grab it and drag it over there. It's easy. So if I selected this as my camo camera, right, I could just pick up my camera and just drop it in there. So I normally do that because it's just quicker. But there's, you know, whichever way pops your socks. If you don't edit the replay, the comments stay there. That's also a part of the back end. When you set your stream up, one of the options is to allow for comments to stay. So if I'm in here, I think I already set it, so I might not be able to mess with it. Like unlist, auto start. Yeah, I think if you don't mess with it, it's automatic. I think you have to tell it to make them go away, but it's all automatic. If you go to replay a live stream, the comments stay there with the stream. So if I were to, I guess I should do this first so you guys know what I'm talking about. If I were to go to YouTube and switch this over to the old Ecamm thing, and let's pick on, let's see, that's Ken and Glenn. I'm pretty sure they didn't mess with anything. That's the next one. Why can't you pay attention? I'm looking for one that we already did. That was a live. Oh, you know what? This makes life easier. So this was Katie and I. Leave that muted. As you get in here, see the comments? They all stay. So as long as you don't edit the video, they stay there. They all stay there. That's automatic. It's legit automatic. It's just how it's set up. So there's even no setting for it. Legit how it is. You might want to do a test stream and then type some comments on your own, because once you're in here and you have your destination set up and you have it set for, you know, YouTube, the comments just automatically pull in. All right, so now that covers how you do a screen share. Let me show you one more thing about the screen share, because this comes in to question all the time. Let's open Keynote. And I can move this out the way. We'll show you in a second. Let's go to Keynote. Let's open up a Keynote prezo right here. All right, so here's my Keynote window. If you don't do this, up in the top under play, most people have it set for full screen. So if you press play, it just takes over everything, and that's not what you want. You want to check this and make sure it says in the window. Then when you press play, you get your presentation in the window. If you have speaker notes, your speaker notes are over here, but you're controlling it from the speaker notes, right? So the reason why that matters is that when you come to Ecamm, if I press on my screen share and select Keynote, you'll see I can put my presentation there, right? So even though I'm controlling everything from my speaker notes, my presentation just works, right? You can use arrow keys, up, down, like the whole 9 yards, everything just works. So the key element to that puzzle is that in Keynote, make sure that play is set to play in the window and not full screen. And of course, it's doing it now because I'm in play mode. But you want to make sure that it's in window mode when you do that. And same thing in PowerPoint. PowerPoint is the exact same setup. There you go. All right, so we're going to go back to showing you the animated overlay. So let me make this, pop in the camera. So now that we've done this, let me go tall. I made that video that I had Shutter Encoder recreated. Now Shutter Encoder says there's the name of the file and the ending is WebM. So when I drop this in here, it's going to take a second to load.
This is your Creator Camp roll call.
But now you can see, for all you guys who were here at the beginning, you'll remember like this couldn't make any noise in the beginning, but now you can fully hear the Notorious, IAG, Leslie, everybody when it plays, right? So let me bring up the sound levels so you can see when I play this.
Ian, I'm so great.
My name is Daniel Chi.
You'll see that the sound levels under sound effects is working. And then let's set this guy, start from the beginning. We're going to set this guy to autoplay, and then we'll let it rip.
This is your Creator Camp roll call.
Hi, it's Ian, I'm so great.
My name is Daniel Chi.
My name is Diana Gladdy.
Adrian Salisbury here.
My name is Anna here.
And I'm Fulgence.
Jillian here.
Jeff C. here.
I'm Laura Clapp Davidson.
Mr. Cameron Junkie.
I'm Stephanie Garcia.
Hey, Ken and Glenn here.
Are you ready to go to camp? Creator Camp. We've even got camp counselors. I'm one of them.
I am a counselor at Creator Camp.
I'm going to be a camp counselor at Creator Camp.
And I am so pumped to be one of your camp counselors at Ecamm Creator Camp.
One of your camp counselors for Ecamm's Creator Camp 2023.
There's going to be so many fun camp activities.
This October, the inaugural Ecamm Creator Camp.
I can't begin to tell you how excited I am. It is going to be 3 fantastic days.
And I am just super pumped to hang out with you, to meet you.
So I'll be there along with all the big Ecamm heavy hitters.
I can't wait to meet you guys in person.
And I'm super excited to be one of your workshop leaders at Creator Camp in October.
And I'm happy to announce that I'll be one of the many workshop leaders for Ecamm's Creator Camp.
I'm thrilled to be one of the workshop leaders at Ecamm's Creator Camp event.
And I am going to be a workshop leader at the Ecamm Creator Camp.
So it's going to be a ton of fun.
I hope you're one of the people that I'm going to get to see and meet for the very first time.
So I will see you all at Creator Camp.
I am so excited to see you this October. It's going to be so much fun.
Can't wait to meet you there.
We cannot wait to see you at Creators Camp.
I could not be more excited, so I can't wait to check it out and be there with all of you.
I can't wait to learn and share with so many amazing creators just like yourself.
And I can't wait to see you at Creator Camp.
I can't wait to meet all of you amazing creators at this incredible event.
I am most excited about spending time with all of you.
I will see you at Creator Camp.
We can't wait to see you at Creator Camp.
And I'll see you there.
I can't wait to see all of you guys. Make sure you are coming to Creator Camp and come and hang out with us and the whole Ecamm fam.
It's going down, y'all.
Are you ready?
Can't wait to see you there.
Let's go.
I'll see you there.
We will see you then.
I will see you there.
I can't wait to meet you there.
It's going to be amazing.
I truly hope to see you at camp.
I can't wait to see you there.
And I'll see you at Creator Camp.
See you at Creator Camp.
Are we going to have matching shirts?
See you then.
See you soon.
We should get matching shirts.
Let's go. I'll see you soon.
Aloha. Oh my God, Mary Lou kills me. Mary Lou absolutely kills me. Yeah, I think we need matching shirts. Anyway, gang, so that's one, give you opportunity to see the promo, but two, give you an opportunity to see how you can play video. And you could do things like I can set it here and then say start from the last location. That way, if I left the scene and came back,
Workshop leaders at Creator Camp in October.
It would start from the last position. So if you're doing something like Keely does, where you're previewing a match and explaining various portions of the match, and you wanted to always start at the position that you were already located, that's one of the options. So there's there, and yeah, that's it. Okay, so let's get into some of these other things over here. You'll notice when we are, let me cover widgets real quick. So you guys already saw I have this widget down here because I like it, right? So let's go to this particular model, and I'm going to click here, overlays.uno. All right, so this is my widgets section. Why do you always, man, I don't know if it's just me, but recently Chrome logs you out of things that used to be persistently logged in. It's kind of irritating. All right, so I can just click one of the ones that I've already placed. I can look here at the home selection, see what kind of new stuff they have coming up in here. Here, let's do this one. We're going to keep score between myself and Keely. So you double click to edit. Ba, 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 ba. What's up, Jeremy? All right, so we're gonna go here. We're gonna leave that there. We're gonna leave all of this part is the same, but you could change this, right? And then I could do this. Right? So you can absolutely change this, right? And you can go, whatever you want to change it to. We'll leave it at Canada. All right. So we'll leave that. Now, I'm going to pick up this overlay, copy this URL. And then inside Ecamm over here, there's a little globe icon right there. It says new widget. So we press that, and then I can double click this and paste in that URL that I just copied over. I always change this. This is up to you. You don't have to do this. It's just me. I feel like things render better at their proper resolution. I'm going to go high resolution. And the reason why you press keep running is that if you don't press keep running, every time you leave the page and come back, it has to reload the widget. If you say keep running, the widget stays intact. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and pop this on. And then, so you can just put the score there. Now, all this extra space is going to stop you from interacting with the screen if you're trying to produce on the fly. So it's best if you hold the Option key and just crop all of that dead space off. And so I'll do that real quick. It also gives you a little bit more of design you can play with. Sometimes you can't grab the edge, so what you have to do is put the top back, then grab this edge first, give you space to grab it, and then grab the top, pull it down. Then you can embiggen this however you want. Find your center mark in Ecamm, which it always fights me. I'm going to just visually center this in a second because there it is. The center is fighting me. Hey. That's centered on this window. I want to center it on the master window. If you find yourself having a hard time centering on the master window, temporarily close that window and this window and then center it. You know what I mean? Because there's nothing else to smell. Then I can put those back on. then we're going to want to make sure that comments, this is important. You notice this is the ghosted comment from the last time Keely made a comment. So I want to make sure that that's on top. Otherwise, it's going to come in underneath the graphic. So if I were to Command K, run the last comment from Command K, it'll put it and make sure that it's over top of the graphic. Now, with this in hand, here's the thing that's really cool. I'm not going to bother the score situation, right? I'm just going to copy this control URL, right? And with the control URL in hand, I'm going to do something crazy and text it to Keely because she can control the score from anywhere. So if you're running a news show or a score type show like a contest, not you, Siri. If you're running a news show or doing a trivia situation, there's some kind of team-oriented thing. You want someone to control that for you while you're running your show. The cool thing about Uno's overlay is that's going to allow someone else to control it. So even if I'm no longer in this window, right? If I were to go back to the master page just to show you some of the other things that'll do, you'll see things happen on the screen automatically because somebody else could be controlling it for you. This comes in handy if you're doing something like a news show or like this where you have like a show rundown or maybe you're doing something with updates on the fly where, you know, there's someone talking at a conference and you have different segments that are being covered, but you're busy because you're hosting the show. Somebody else can just take control with that control URL and make adjustments. So you see right now, Keely is, my hands are over here. Keely is actually the one making point changes over there. So super cool. One of my favorite things about overlays.uno. And you can, I mean, honestly, they're seriously HTML. You can write this stuff yourself if you have that ability. If you need something more fancified than that, maybe just contact them and see if they'll make something for you. But yeah, it's really cool setup. I love their overlays. I love the things they do. And if you were to look in the control window, you can see now there's writing here. That's where Keely is changing the things. So I'm going to give myself tick marks because Keely's messing with it. There you go. So I love that about the overlays. I normally just use real simplistic things like a clock timer or time of day or things like that. And they even have countdowns. So for those of you who still want to use countdowns, you can come over here, check on the side. They have lots of countdown timers. So you can have some pretty fancy stuff that doesn't really take a lot of power on your computer. Now, I'm going to show you a different overlay option real quick. 42-1. Thanks, Kills. Thanks. I'm going to show you a different way to use overlays, which is kind of handy. Let's go here, and we have this video where Luis and I are talking. I'll just go back, and let's snatch a different video. Phil is amazing. Let's click on Phil. All right, so I'm just going to press pause here, and I'm going to copy the URL for this page. I'm going to press the widget guy here and paste in that URL. Now, again, I like to do 1920 by 1080. And then high resolution, keep running, right? I'm going to add this widget overlay. In this particular case, you get the full-on widget of Phil. Okay, I had to stop that for a second. So let me embiggen this up a little bit. Now you'll see I'm in a portion because I turned on this blue finger down here in the woohoo, woo. Don't do that. Undo. Because I turned on this blue finger right here, this allows me to interact with the page, right? Like give it a thumbs up, the whole 9 yards. Like I'm legit interacting with the page. If I turn this off, now I'm controlling the widget. I can physically grab it, right? So that's just an important thing to know. this is legit a full Chrome browser running inside your show. So if you need to do something where you want to show somebody something, it's there. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So there. I agree. All right, let me go here, dismiss that. So what can you do? If I'm in here, I can go into theater mode, which basically gives me kind of a full thing. Or even if I hit full screen, now I am able to basically play this video without having to download it or do anything. And you'll see the sound passes through.
Of maybe.
Dina, are you on? This is for you.
Yeah,
I love it.
Right?
That looks great.
So obviously, again, not relevant for what we're talking about, but I thought that was a good example.
So that's another way to do it if you want. So widget can basically play any particular web page, right? Let's do something else. I'm going to grab another URL, copy this, go to my widget, change the URL, boom. That's funny. The background is not rendering, which is kind of hilarious, but that's not our fault. Let me do a refresh just in case. All right, anyway, that's weird. It's weird that it doesn't render, but you can show any web page that you want inside the old widget. All right, let's cover a couple of different ones. Actually, that was a good spot to be in. Let's leave that there. I'm going to change this to Ecamm Live Beta. I want you to notice that in here, I can select any window that is visible, right? So you have various options. So if I put up comments and reactions, which I will for a second, I'm going to temporarily unambiguous this so that it fits. I want you to see that I can select any window that a program generates. So why in here do we have Paul always asking people to put the Q colon in the front? Because I can search. If I do Q colon, the only question was Paul's, right? So in a busy stream, all the way down here in the bottom, like Nicole had a question and I just happened to see it. But in a busy situation, I wouldn't be able to see that, right? So that's why we're always telling everybody to put the Q colon, because like right there, Nicole's question. However, if I was on a different portion of the presentation and I wanted to save this question for later, I could just hit the star, right? I could come over here, hit the star on this comment, right? And come back here and let's put a star on Yvette's comment. So then when I click on favorites, I would be able to see, I could address Yvette, who's saying hi to David. Oh yeah, you know what? David asked me yesterday what was my keyboard. It's a Keychron K8. So there, now remembered. I could address Eden's question and then remove the star, and then I could address Nicole's question and then after remove the star, right? So that's part of it, the reason why we do that. You could also see how many people have liked on video, which, you know, I guess we're going to say is okay, but a little bit rude because there's 27 of y'all here. Just saying. It's hard work doing the demo, but if someone likes the video, you'll see the thumb reaction emotes and it pops out of the screen a little bit. There you go. See that little thumb just took off? There you go. So I can scroll down to the bottom. There's a little, what's up, Bicky? Bicky said star me, so I can star Bicky, you know, right? So he didn't say give my star back. So yeah, that's how it works. So there's the reason why we tell people to put the Q. When it's really, really busy, like on Tuesday when Ken and Clint are doing their Q&A, this thing is going to be flying 100 miles an hour. So trust you me, if you want to be, you know, scene, you want to put that cue. If you have a feature request, put like FR or a feature request in front. It just makes it easier for everyone watching the party, right? So there is that. Oh, one last thing. In YouTube, you can actually answer comments down here on the bottom, but the other platforms, it doesn't do that. So only YouTube gives you the opportunity to, respond back there. So let me add this sound effects library. Let's click over here. Ecamm Live Beta Sound Effects. Hey, why you not do what I said? There you go. So here's our sound levels. You can see that as I am speaking here, everything is coming through the Rodecaster Pro. But if I play a sound from down here, it comes through the sound effects window. System audio is anytime the computer wants to play something that's, coming out of the computer, that comes out of system audio. So people often ask, can I play music with something like Apple Music or whatever? And why, yes, you can. You just got to make sure you have system audio turned on. I normally turn system audio off because I have mine can come through using the Rodecaster Pro, but that's just up to you. And then there's the interview one down here, which yesterday I cranked up because Michael was a little quiet. But normally I leave everything at 80 to give yourself rules to do this. That's actually related. You can run Ecamm on as many computers as you want, but you can only stream one at a time because of the way your account is connected. So we normally use the second computer as a way of bringing in screen shares and things like that without putting a heavy burden on your machine. So we're not tracking how many machines you're on, but you're not going to be able to send 2 different live streams to 2 different places from 2 different machines with 2 different Ecamms. That could cause some trouble. Also, if you have the interview window open on both computers, it will muck up because it won't know which one is supposed to be answering the phone call. So there's that. All right, let's go to sound effects real quick. Here's our sound effects. You can see I got the applesauce button here. Right. You have the volume control for that. Right. You can put it on the loop. Right. So you can do that. There. Stop that. When something plays, you can see that it has a timer on it. That little clock lets you know how much time you have left. And yeah, it's pretty simple. The one thing that you can know, if you put a bunch of files in a folder, you can loop that folder. So if you need that constant background music, that is one of the ways that you can do it. You run the program. Wait, now I can't speak English. I don't have my notebook down here, and I don't have my Mac Mini plugged in. You basically just open it, put NDI on, and it will see the other Mac as part of the NDI. Just automatic. It's just how it works. Nothing to press. As long as you have NDI on both machines, the machines can see each other. I've probably demoed that like 50, 1,100 times, but I couldn't tell you exactly where to find one. But it's easy. Yeah. All right, that's that. Let's do this camera switcher thing real quick. Camera switcher. This is probably one of my favorites. Here you can see all your sources, right? You got your cam link, got my camo camera, my Insta360 link. And if I were to wake up my other Insta360, I can show that as a camera. But selecting it like this, they do have a tendency to disconnect and rename themselves and cause all myriad drama. So what we like to do is use the camera switcher, use the A/B switcher, so I can say that camera A is my Camlink 4K, camera B is my Insta360 Link, camera C is my Camlink 4K with a different effect applied. So I'm going to hit the effect situation, pop the little zoom and pan, come in big head mode, and then bam. So now I have a whole different shooting match. So if I were to put a camera here to which you can see, and then it's the same exact input, but just, a whole different look. I could even take camera E, still put the Camlink 4K on there, and still put yet a different camera effect on there, and I can have 3 cameras basically with the same thing, but with different looks. And on this one, I can hit the zoom and pan button and then pan it all the way to one side, right? So I have room for text, you know what I mean? So you could do some really cool stuff with that. The camera switcher to me is better because on this way, it's just only the Camlink 4K, right? And as you tell, by pressing the little Harry Potter wand in the corner of each of these, I get the effect choices for whichever camera that I am selecting, right? So now this is the effect choices for camera C up here. If I press this, I get the effect choices for camera A. So real cool. Love it. Like literally one of the bestest things since running sliced bread. Oh, bread. Let's see. That's the camera switcher. That's it. I think I'm done. You guys have any more questions? Let's get some questions going. Let's see. Somehow, the funniest thing to me is every week I get message from Katie when I'm doing a demo who knows that I'm doing a demo. It's fun. It's fun. Let's see. Anything cool? I'm just checking. You guys have any more questions? Blasphemy. Blasphemy. Why would I have a DaVinci Resolve keyboard? If I cut myself, the juice goes FCP, 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 FCP. Why? Why would I have a DaVinci Resolve keyboard? Just come on. Come on. Come on, son. That would be the equivalent of me rocking a Yankees hat, and that's never going to happen. Never. Ever. Never. Card-carrying member of the Red Sox Nation. Yo, check it out. I just discovered something new while we're in here. Give you guys a couple more seconds. I just discovered that Firefox is adding generative fill to their thing. That's cool. That's very cool. And they're doing text to pattern, which is also very cool. Interesting. Interesting. Anyway, gang, don't forget, if you haven't already did your Creator Camp maneuver, you are going to want to do that. You're not going to want to miss this. Creator Camp is going to be absolutely fire. Let's see, this week coming up, we have some cool stuff jumping on. Let's ask this question correctly. You haven't been able to download it on Monterey, or you haven't been able to run it on Monterey. Number one, downloads have nothing to do with operating systems. None of them. You could go to the oldest operating system on the oldest computer that could run the internet, and you would be able to download whatever. So I'm just double checking the question, because that machine back there is a 2008 MacBook Pro. And although it won't run on a 2008 MacBook Pro, I could download it on a 2000. I could download it on the TV back there. So I just want to make sure we get the question properly set up. And then the other side of that is, let's see, Monterey was a while ago. I think that is what, 4 systems back. So you have to at least understand that live streaming is probably the hardest thing that you're going to ask your computer to do. No, Monterey is only 12. Okay, so yeah, Monterey should work. As a matter of fact, I did it. I just don't remember how long this stuff was because I've been on Ventura for a year. I forgot that Monterey was right behind it. But there's plenty of people running on Monterey. I know this for a fact because music people, they never update their systems. And my last system, which I updated from Monterey, I probably only did it like a month and a half ago. So, yeah. That's not it. If it's failing to open, then that means you downloaded it. That's a whole different question. Anyway, that's because the Rosetta, there's one little, this is crazy how I explain this. There's one little utility that looks for Rosetta, but we are actually a 100% native app on M1, M2, whatever. So if for some reason it's not launching, on macOS, make sure you have it set to launch using Rosetta, and then it will launch and then it'll be fine. It's a weird quirk that has to do with macOS. It's not really something we have a lot of control over. And what's funny is the application doesn't really use Rosetta like that. But I'll show you what it looks like. Here we go. If I were to, you know what? This is faster. I would just screen shoot this. Screenshot. Boom. Right there. Check that little box. Launch the application. It'll be absolutely fine. And then you can turn it back off after. If you check the little open in Rosetta box, you'll be good to go. See, I just had to double check the question because I was like, yo, I can download PC programs on my Mac. I can't run them, but you can download them. The internet doesn't care what you download. You can check out Paul's download folder. Yo, Mr. Michael, good to see you here, boss. Good to see you here. Yeah, and if whatever reason, Hutch, if that doesn't catch for whatever reason, reach out to us as support, and then we gonna check something else. But in theory, most likely that's what's happening, and then you'll be good to go. PK, boom, yes. Does your Stream Deck work with everything else? Oh, you know what? Since we are talking Stream Deck, and since it's PK, let's do this. I've been meaning to do this and I haven't done so. So I want to add a key. I kind of want a system key. That's what I want. SYSTEM. And we're going to do a hotkey switch. And let's put it right here. Okay. Hotkey to assign. I don't know if this is going to work because it's the same thing. Let's open the system preferences, and Stream Deck should already be there. And then let's see if it toggles. Woo! Ha! Oh, suck it now. I knew that I would now. I feel good. I don't know why. I've been meaning to put that on here forever, and I just never did. And then so PK asked the question, and I just did. Yes, PK, number one, update to 6.2 and see what happens. Then the other thing, PK, which is also super simps, come over here, click on the old store action, and then go to plugins, And streamering. Ooh, you're not in there, Mary. Hit Ecamm. Got to go to all again. There it is, Ecamm Live. For some reason, if it ain't doing what it's supposed to do, but you think it's supposed to do it, hit the uninstall button and then reinstall. Oh, man, dang it, Paul. Brother, what you doing, cuz? PK broke it and fixed it in the middle of nothing. No, sometimes if you ever run into a situation where the plugin is acting goofball, just go into this app real quick, uninstall, reinstall the plugin. 9 times out of 10, it covers everything. But yeah, they've added some updates with version 6.2 that I believe Alejandro is doing a whole stream on today. Let me grab you guys a link to that just in case. But yeah, what did I set this one up for? Oh, that's open Chrome. I don't really need that. I'm gonna put that there. And then let's delete that. We don't need that. Open Chrome. We're really cool if I can do zoom control on a dial. That would be amazing, right? I don't think that'll work, but I'll look into it. Let me see. I believe Alejandro has a stream coming up today talking about 6.2. Dun, 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 take one text. Yes. Today. Oh, he did it. He did it already yesterday. So if you want to see what's popping, maybe I'm thinking it was today because he's in the future. So you know what, Eden? So check this out. This is probably, I'm going to just go ahead and say, because I know the person doing it, that it was good. 6.2. Oh, well, you know what, Paul? Shut up. Paul is quick. Paul beat me to it. Anyway, so yeah, I guess I'm done. I just want to do this. How do you do this? If I'm on a dial, can you do a hotkey on the dial? Rotate clockwise. That's not going to work. It's not going to work. Let's try this. This accessibility, zoom, and it's a scroll wheel gesture, so that doesn't really work because it's a scroll wheel. Yeah, unfortunately, that's not going to work. That would have been cool. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, we can do it. We can do it. So we're going to assign clockwise to Command-Shift plus. And then we're going to turn this one to Command-Shift minus. And then we're going to turn this one to Command-0. Okay, let's see if this works. Woo, it works. Ha! Ha, 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 ha. Oh my God. The 0 doesn't work, but everything else works. Oh, shut up. Oh, this, man. See, Paul, Mr. Kelly asked me a crazy question. And because of his crazy question, I did something that I had been putting off forever. Thank you. Oh, I can tell you how to do that one. That one's easy, Eden, but not for this stream. Just hit me up. I'll show you how to do it. It's really simple. That one's really simple. So for those of you who are probably trying to figure out what the hang I did, this is the old Stream Deck Plus. You can tell because of the buttons here, right? This is the Stream Deck Plus. Maybe I have to flip that. I think my brain reads it opposite. Anyway, So I just had to take the dial here and do that. This dial, for instance, is select overlay. So if we zoom into the Ecamm window here and I rotate the dial, I can, select an overlay with the little thing here. So I can come over here, press the button there, that pops Eden on. That pops Eden off. Off you pop. Damn, that is cool. All right, so there you go. So Stream Deck Plus is the move. It is the move. Move, Alfred. Stream Deck Plus is the move. All right, anyway, that's it. You guys are done with questions? I'm done with demo. We'll see you again next week, Friday, as we do it again. That is, as we say in Mario, England, off you pop. I appreciate you guys. Peace out.
Coming straight out of Ecamm. This is a jam with the Ecamm fam. Ecamm fam is the name of the jam. This is a jam with the Ecamm fam. Ecamm fam is the name of the jam. This is a jam with the Ecamm fam. This is a jam with the Ecamm fam. This is a jam with the Ecamm fam. Ecamm fam is the name of the jam.
Hold it, stop the music!
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen.
Can I please have your attention?
It's showtime. Are you ready? Are you ready for start time?
Let's find out. Ready, let's